Hey guys, just a reminder, if you want to hear all of these wonderful B Plus podcast episodes completely ad-free, make sure you head over to Patreon or Podbean, where we are the featured podcast this week. You can subscribe for as little as $1 a month up to $10 a month, where anything you want to help us with, it really helps out. It's going to help us grow the site. It's going to help us redesign some things, and everything that we get through this and through the advertising as well is all going straight back into the podcast so that we can get Aussie Graps out there for the rest of the world to hear about, for the rest of the world to see, so we can grow this mission of watch global, support local, and build indie wrestling. So if you want to be a part of that and get some really cool rewards like call-in shows, bonus episodes, ad-free like I mentioned, then head over to patreon.com/theb+ and subscribe today.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hey everyone, just want to take a second to tell you about one of our new sponsors, OUTBREAK NUTRITION. OUTBREAK NUTRITION are creating supplements for survival, sharper minds, quicker reflexes, all the energy you need to take your performance to the next level, whether that be on the field, in the gym, on the gaming field. That's right, they have specifically designed gaming supplements as well to help you focus on those late night sessions. They even sell coffee, you guys, at OUTBREAK NUTRITION. You can get coffee pods, you can get coffee beans, you can get supplements for the bedroom as well if you want to enhance your performance there. These are performance enhancing supplements for every aspect of your life, specifically designed by gamers, for gamers, to stay fit and healthy in the gym, to stay sharp and focused on the game, and to dominate in all areas of life. So check out OutbreakNutrition.com, and for being a listener of our podcast, they will give you 10% off your order when you enter the code B+. That is BPLUS at checkout. So make sure, if you want to stay on top of your game, if you want to take your performance to the next level, OutbreakNutrition.com, enter the code B+ at checkout.
The B Plus Wrestling Podcast. Watch global. Support local. It's the B Plus Wrestling Podcast.
The move.
You might not be an A, but you are a B+.
Check it out.
All right, ladies, gents, and non-binary friends, welcome to another B Plus podcast. I'm your host, Greg Unchained. Today is Monday. You know what that means. I almost forgot what day it was. It's Impact Zone Day. I've been catching up on a lot of wrestling, but I'm getting confused. It's Impact Zone Day. We're going to talk Impact Wrestling today. Joining me to do so, Mr. Mysterious. How are you, man?
Yeah, feeling fantastic. Good to have you back on the Impact Zone after flying solo last week. There was a lot of wrestling content.
There's so much going on last weekend, and I resolved to myself, I'm going to watch everything in post, so that way I can separate the wheat from the chaff and go off other people's recommendations. I like to make my own decision about things, obviously, but you can kind of get a feel from what other people are saying. I know which voices to trust, which voices not to trust, and I know what I like enough to have a look at what's happened and sort of figure out which I should actually watch, because there were 50 or 60 shows in that one weekend.
Did you actually end up watching United We Stand last week?
I did not, after listening to yourself, after listening to a couple of other people talk about it. I was like, you know what? I think it's not for me. I think I'll drop that from my viewing list and I will watch Orange Cassidy's doing something or whatever. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it was a good choice. The 7 out of 13 Falls match, Naturally. Teddy Hart's reading Rainbow. He read a story about cats for 8 minutes.
Does not surprise me.
He didn't have a match. He just came out to read a story about cats. Wrestling.
Impact Zone.
Right. We should talk about Impact. But no, I've been catching up on everything. I've got about 20 minutes left. I was watching the Battle Riot when you messaged me and were like, are you ready to go? And I'm like, you said 2:30, and you forgot that daylight savings is a thing where I live.
Yeah, it doesn't happen here in WA, so...
Yeah. So I was going to be fully finished Battle Riot before we spoke too, but I'm not.
That's right. You have some more surprises in store for you. So that's good.
Yeah, well, I know what happened because I listened to your podcast, because I edited your podcast.
Of course, but yeah.
But no, let's talk Impact Zone. I watched Impact last night. That is something I did do. I caught up on Impact, and Yeah, Impact's still chugging along.
Mhm.
Still chugging along. We should talk about the news first, right? Like that broke over WrestleMania weekend.
Mhm.
Eli Drake.
Yeah, this one kind of crushed me a little bit. That he's decided to leave Impact. He wasn't able to renegotiate his deal with them and reassessing his options. Like, I don't know. Like, it seemed like he
Well,
had everything going for him.
I mean, look, it looked like he was going to leave when his contract expired in May anyway. Like, it looked like that was going to be the case. He's clearly very political in the way he words things in interviews and whatnot. And, options were open. He's talking to people, seeing what can happen.
Mhm.
But they let him go before that. They fired him. And there's speculation about whether it's because he didn't want to do the intergender match, right?
Mhm.
With, was it with Jordan Grace?
Tessa.
With Tessa, that's right. There's speculation about it being that he didn't want to do that intergender match. Then also just the general attitude that he has given in interviews and on Twitter and what have you, which I think he's been pretty political about it. I don't think he's been explicit too much. I mean, he's been very clear on certain things, like not wanting to work intergender. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how this came about, but apparently they're even looking at pursuing him for breach of contract.
It seems like a bit of a over-exaggeration. Obviously, we don't exactly know what the situation is, but if it's going just off the intergender wrestling, I feel like that's the narrative they're trying to do, especially now with stars like Scarlett. This is the policy they don't need at the moment. That's not the right word, but the attention for it.
Yeah, the publicity.
The publicity. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I feel like Eli Drake's one of their like he was their world champion for a while, not too long ago. You wouldn't know that now from looking at what he's doing at the moment, but he is part of a high profile story with Eddie Edwards at the moment. And you got to wonder, are they going to pay that off now in this set of tapings? Because obviously they don't. He's fired. He's gone. He's not going to be at the next pay-per-view. Was these tapings setting something up? We don't look at spoilers, so we don't know. But are these tapings setting something up for that pay-per-view, and now we're just not going to get that, and they're going to have to work around? I have no idea what they're thinking.
At the very least, we have a tag team match with him next week. That's all we know.
Yeah, well, Eli Drake is money, though. He is straight up money, and money on the mic, especially. And to let him go when you're Impact Wrestling in 2019 feels kind of stupid.
They might be a bit more secure with like OVW, as we announced a couple of weeks ago, but stars just coming and going in Impact. Yeah,
it's a constant revolving door. It's a little odd, but let's get on to the show, shall we? Moose versus Wentz kicks things off. So Moose still on his little crusade against the Rascals.
Yeah, so he didn't come, like, I think he theorized last time that it would be Wentz and Dez together up against Moose, but no, we're picking apart the Rascals one by one in this one.
Yeah, and he wins, obviously. Moose wins. The cool spot when he threw Wentz to the floor onto both of the other Rascals, that was pretty cool. But something I've noticed here, so he wins with the spear, right?
Yes.
Have you noticed that every time he hits that spear and goes for the pin for the 3, the commentary say no jackhammer needed?
I noticed it this week. I haven't noticed it in previous ones. Like,
It's happened a couple of times.
Is that a Goldberg reference, or is that like I haven't seen him do a jackhammer before?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's a Goldberg reference, right? Are Impact trying to get Goldberg in? Like the same way they kept dropping Jericho references, right?
Yeah.
And they thought they were close to getting Jericho, but then All Elite Wrestling swooped in and blah, 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 and the rest is history. Are they trying to get Goldberg? Because apparently Impact have money, apparently. Because apparently they threw big deal offers at Kenny Omega and at Chris Jericho, and if it were not for AEW, Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega would be in Impact Wrestling right now, and we'd be talking about a very different 2019 wrestling landscape.
Yeah, in conjunction with New Japan. It wasn't an exclusive thing, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's one of those things, looking at it here, are they taking that money that they were going to use for Jericho and that and throwing it at Goldberg for a big match against Moose?
I'd be interested to see how they book him. If I don't think that's what they're doing, but they're just trying to invoke that image of Moose being this big juggernaut guy because they keep mentioning his football background and big man. Like they talk about the size of his feet, just how tall he is. Yeah,
they're turning him into a Goldberg like character almost. It's odd. It's very odd. But that whole no jackhammer needed. I've picked up on that a couple of times now, and I just think it's interesting.
this was a better match than last week with Trey and Moose, because Trey had all the offense, so Moose was able to do a lot more back and forth with Wentz.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was decent. It was a decent opener. It's not up to the standard for an Impact opener, in my opinion, but
No.
it was pretty good. Then we get to the commentary talking about, later tonight, we're going to see Rosemary and Su Yung. And can Rosemary avenge the fallen? Did you see what they did there? They took your meme that we shared.
Well, they can run with it for now, but the next time we'll have to call them out for it.
RVD's coming back.
RVD's coming back. I didn't get to talk. I talked about this on All the Rest, but I didn't get a chance to talk about it last week on Impact. So the whole effing show, he's made a deal to do a few tapings with Impact.
Yeah, and he wants gold.
He wants all the gold.
Gold.
And apparently he doesn't wear
RVD
around.
is gold member now.
Sorry,
RVD is gold member now.
420 gold member. Why not?
Bong and a blint. Smoking a pancake.
That works out perfectly.
Yeah, I'm old. That references it. Yeah. Anyway, so he's doing a little promo thing, and he's coming back, and he wants gold, and I'm like, RVD, I love you, man, but you should not be holding titles in major companies in 2019.
No, if I wouldn't see him in the heavyweight picture, maybe a couple X division matches. I don't see him winning the title, but just something for him to do.
Yeah. Moving on, Madison Rain, she has an interview. Says she's not going to let her loss to Jordan get to her. You should. Wins and losses matter. Tessa picks on her a bit, and Madison points out that she's 2-0 against Tessa. So all of a sudden, wins and losses matter when it's in your favor, Madison. Very inconsistent. And then she challenges her to a third match in their series.
Speaking of inconsistent, how I noticed last week, they've actually stopped referencing altogether that her and Josh are married, because last week Don Callis was just making fun of Josh's love life and stuff, and just as if no, his wife's not back. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they're very inconsistent with these things, and these are the things that are very small, very minor, but it can get frustrating over time, because this is what when I talk to you about, give it time, because some of these things get frustrating because you're like, just pick which angle you're going with here. Is he or isn't he? Are they or aren't they? Don't stop this shit, because we all know that they are. And then when she gets buried in the undead realm in a coffin and he's not flipping out, it's weird. It's weird. So you'll get there. You'll hate it soon. Su Yung versus Rosemary. It's happening. The bridesmaids get involved. Kira Hogan comes out and tries to neutralize some bridesmaids, and Rosemary's like, I don't need you. And then they attack, and it's a DQ match. But for some reason, it ends in a DQ, right?
No, that's the thing I noticed. So the bell rung to say it was a no contest. And then once Su Yung and the bride started going back up the ramp, they actually said, the winner of the match, Su Yung.
What? I noticed that too. I have that in my notes. What the fuck was that? That was such an oversight. They called her the winner of the match. But if it was a no contest, there's no winner.
Yeah.
If it was a DQ, she lost.
Yeah.
Because it was Rosemary that got attacked causing the DQ. It made no sense to have Su Yung declared the winner, unless the announcer just got flustered and her music was playing, so he called her the winner. I have no fucking clue what happened.
Those bridesmaids are probably terrifying in person. He got a bit flustered.
As an announcer yourself,
yes.
How badly would you expect your head to roll when you go back through the curtain after that kind of situation?
Yeah, I don't expect the gorilla position to be take too fondly to that kind of thing.
Because it was bad, man. I noticed it straight away. I was just like, that's not right. But yeah, I guess it happened after, she got announced the winner after she beat down Kira Hogan and beat down Rosemary and hit the panic switch on both of them. So it looked like she was a winner, but no. They did a little United We Stand video package thing, and Tommy Dreamer in this stood out to me. Tommy Dreamer said that Impact reminds him of ECW.
I don't see it personally.
Just no. ECW was counterculture. It was natural. ECW was doing its own thing.
It was very niche.
Trailblazing.
Yeah.
It was trailblazing. And Impact retreading that is not the same thing. You can't say it feels like ECW. You can say it copies ECW, right? But it's like I said, I can't remember if it was with you or if it was with Jay or if it was Mikey. It was with one of my Impact co-hosts before they got bored with Impact and left. But I've said when the comparisons to ECW come up, it's like Don Callis is trying to recapture ECW without actually understanding what ECW really was, which is weird because he was there.
Yeah.
And so I feel weird calling him out. Like, you don't understand what it really was when he was there. Like, I feel like an asshole fan saying that. But to me, MLW captures what ECW was.
100%.
GCW, Game Changer Wrestling, the Joey Janela shows, the Orange Cassidy shows, the Bloodsport shows, and their regular deathmatch shows that they do. GCW, they capture what ECW was in wrestling.
Maybe we can just add a thing to that. So Tommy Dreamer means that they invoke the WWE version of ECW. Maybe that's how we should reclassify that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. All I know is Tommy Dreamer, stop taking ECW's name in vain, please. Please. Like, I know you were there, and I get that, but you can't just use that as this marketing tool or as this way to put this ECW legend stamp of approval on things when it doesn't deserve it.
If he said, like, House of Hardcore, I don't think we would mind as much because...
It just cheapens the ECW legacy when you start putting that stamp of approval on that sticker on things. As an ECW legend, I think it really weakens that for me. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing to get upset about, but upset about it I am. Ace Austin cuts a promo about Aiden Prince. Fill us in on this one.
So last week we had this big 6-man scramble match. There was a lot going on, to be fair. Petey Williams won because we're doing this all in this is Wisconsin, Canada taping, so we're still only halfway through, I think. And there was a bit of where Ace Austin went to go for your favorite finish of the fold, and Aiden Prince stopped him, and in all the confusion, Jake Chris got onto Ace Austin, and then all of a sudden he got blindsided by Petey Williams, and yeah, it looks like they're trying to set up a story for him eventually.
Yeah. Which is pretty cool. I think it's nice giving these, two lesser known guys, two younger guys, a bit of a program. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. Then we get Killer Cross. This was an interesting segment. Killer Cross sits down backstage on the stairs with Willie Mack and asks him if he likes jazz.
This is the weirdest thing, but I really dug it.
Oh, yeah. The mind games were great.
I would love to just have a sit down with Killer Cross and talk about jazz. I don't know what it was, but just him in the tie and just like trying to mess with Willie Mack a bit, just saying like, "Oh, Rich Swann doesn't care about you really," and no, that was great.
Yeah, and you know, you actually saw Willie Mack sort of.
He was considering it.
The thoughts are in his head now.
Yeah.
Whether
that plays into the Rebellion match that Rich Swann has with Sami Callihan, it would be a nice little dynamic there. Like maybe he costs Rich Swann the title and Sami Callihan wins the X Division Championship.
Oh, you think that's a possibility?
I feel like
you think that we'll get a Willie Mack turn.
It would be like they need a couple like credible heels in the X Division, and like Sammy's just off doing his own thing, and yeah.
But Willie Mack's so lovable.
He is lovable, but I've never...
And he has an exciting moveset. I think you're better off turning Rich heel. I don't know.
But we've tried that, like how he was going to turn to OVE and now he's not. Like, if we do that again, it's not going to feel the same.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm keen to see where it goes. But Killer Cross with the mind games, he's fantastic. He's really good at this sort of thing, and he puts it over really well. So I really enjoyed this segment. Then we move on to another promo video, this one for the Deaners.
Yeah.
So we've got another tag team incoming, the Deaners. They're kind of like these rednecks, I guess.
I think...
Talking about drinking beer and how they need to drink less, but maybe not. I don't know.
James Storm Lights, who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, they'll bring back the beer drinking championship.
Oh, please.
And speaking of those new tag teams, Ethan Page and Josh Alexander, now known as the North.
The North from
Canada. See? Right. Right, Game of Thrones. That starts this week.
That starts this week. That's why it's fresh in my head.
We should do a Game of Thrones podcast. Be more interesting.
Oh, let us know, guys, what you think about that one.
Game of Thrones explained in wrestling terms. We'll talk about how, we'll discuss all the heel turns in depth.
Mm-hmm.
The psychology of the match that is for the throne. Anyway. Yeah, this match was boring. This is the North beating a couple of jobbers.
I will say, though, like the fact that now Eli Drake is leaving and that might derail Eddie Edwards, that whole tag team. They need a tag team to invest in, and in terms of like power and athleticism, it's giving All Ego Ethan Page something to do, and yeah, we might see the North be future tag champs.
Yeah, well, they clearly wanted All Ego Ethan Page to be in a tag team because they had him with Matt Sydal to begin with, and it looked like that team were going to go somewhere. But then, now we've got him with Josh Alexander and just completely rewritten with no explanation as to why he's different now. No explanation as to where Matt Sydal, like it's very Impact, very, very Impact. They're like, just forget those things that happened. This is happening now. This is all you need to know. Here's some Scarlet Bordeaux boobs. Like, all right, Don, we get it. Gail Kim heard what Tessa said, and so she's going to go watch her match with Madison Rain. Then we get a promo from the North, and they're like, the North remembers. I can't remember what they said. Something about the walking weapon and
the living weapon
for gold
for Josh Alexander and All Ego, the newest tag team, the hotness in Impact Wrestling.
Right, the living weapon. Walking weapon sounds better. Alliteration, people. Alliteration. Peter Parker. Fin Fang Foom. Marvel know what's up.
Yep.
Anyway, if you ask Vince one name, so he'd just be Weapon.
Well, he's shortened all the names over there. Like Mustafa's just Ali, and let's not get into that.
So we'll call these guys. These guys can be Page, Alexander, Ego, Weapon.
North.
That's it. Marketing done. You're welcome, Impact. Straight from the mind of Vincent Kennedy Unchained. Moving on. Gail Kim joins the commentary desk because she's there to watch the match, as she had previously said. Delivering on promises. Nice. Tessa and Madison Rain. This is a really good match.
Yeah, I was really surprised by this. Gail did add a lot to commentary. I do like...
Mama Rain is great, and Tessa is great. So obviously it was going to be great.
I thought that, like Tessa, like obviously she was the powerhouse throughout this whole match, but Madison kept finding ways just to irritate her, and she's got this whole thing now of just being upset with the older generation of Impact knockout stars, and she's just letting her over.
Going on a legend killer sort of thing.
Legend killer, but with the knockouts,
yeah. So it should just be the KO, not the RKO, just the KO. KO killer. KOK. Cock. There we go. Marketing done.
I don't like after her match with Joey Ryan last week. I don't know. She probably doesn't want to invoke that imagery.
Tessa Blanchard is cock. And she's coming for you.
So Tessa wasn't too happy.
See what I did there with the coming? Come on. That was good. Yeah. Come on.
I'll give you that one. Trying to get us back on topic, but yeah, I'll give you that one.
So, Tessa gets distracted though because she goes for the chair. Gail Kim comes and takes the chair away, and then she's like jaw-jacking with Gail Kim, and she gets rolled up. Madison Rain 3-0 over Tessa Blanchard.
But she'll probably say next week that wins and losses don't matter again when she loses. So who knows?
Right. Very Impact Wrestling.
Yes,
consistent. That's the one word you would never, ever associate. Like if you're playing word association and someone says Impact Wrestling and you say consistent, put a bullet in your head.
Like misspelled consistent, maybe.
False.
What do we have next, Greg?
Lucha Brothers. Backstage, Eddie and Eli approach the Lucha Brothers. They're like, we want a title shot. Psych, I'm leaving. And then LAX just jumped the Lucha Brothers anyway.
Well, we didn't have any backstage LAX promos, so they had to revert to their other thing they've been doing for the past week and just randomly attack the Lucha Brothers when it's convenient. And
in a hallway.
Yeah,
just attack them in a hallway. It's always the same hallway, too.
Yeah.
Just from a slightly different angle. They shot all of these at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this time it's
then
in
we get-
Canada, Greg. That's why it's different.
Then we get another Dina's promo. Why are we getting 2 of these in one show? Was this an editing oversight?
I feel like it would have been like we only got the one last week, so that maybe they just have a lot of confidence in the Dinas. Who knows?
Who the fuck are the Dinas?
I had a look. I think one of them is like Cody Deaner. I think he's been back and forth with Impact. He's been on the indie scene for a while. I don't know about the other one, whether it's actually his brother or not, but yeah, it feels like they're just trying to repackage Cody Deaner into just this new tag team.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they, just sort of told us who these people are, because I have no idea who these people are, and I'm just meant to care about them because they're rednecks. I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird. I guess we'll see when they do their debut match and they win against some jobbers, and then they ultimately lose to some slightly less important jobbers. I don't know. Like they'll end up fighting fucking Desi Hit Squad, and it'll be trash. Johnny and Taya have an interview, and they call Brian Cage a dumb mark, and Jordan Grace as well. And then Taya suggests that Brian and Jordan might be a couple, because of course the interviewer, Melissa Santos, is with
Brian,
the baby mama for Brian Cage. So I don't think they're married. They engaged? I don't even know.
Nah, something to look up later, I guess. Yeah.
I don't follow the personal lives that closely. I just know that they are together, and they've used it a few times in interviews, like with Moose. Remember, I told Moose hitting on her and stuff, and now, they're suggesting that Brian and Jordan might be a couple. To which Melissa just rolls her eyes because she's a secure human in a secure relationship. Like, you could see her in the interview, like she was not phased. She was just like, "You guys are trash."
Yeah, it's just the high school bully thing. Like I'm trying to pinpoint where they're going with Johnny and Taya. Like it's just the high school bully thing, and it's just like, it's completely going over Melissa's head.
Yeah, because she's tough.
Yeah.
She's tough. She's a tough person. Like announcers are weird, right? You're not meant to get behind an announcer. An announcer's not meant to have, I don't want to say not meant to have character, because obviously Mean Gene had character and stuff, and people love Mean Gene. But I don't know, to me, this segment to me made me like Melissa Santos more than it made me hate Taya or Johnny.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Like when we're not supposed to have like much back and forth, but at the same time, like just character and just like fortitude, I think is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. Well, our reaction is supposed to be for Johnny and Taya.
Yes.
Our reaction is supposed to be for them. We're supposed to love them more or hate them more based on what they're doing. What they did not make me hate them more. All it did was make me like Melissa Santos more because of her facial reaction as it was happening. And I don't even know if that was produced or not, or if that was just her. Like, I imagine that the Impact producers were probably like, you need to be upset by this. This needs to bother you. And she was just like, no. This is stupid. I'm not being bothered by this. Not even for TV. This is ridiculous. No. Because she's a strong woman and I love it. And she's just like, I don't give a shit what you say about my boyfriend. Deal with it. Like, I don't know. It's the Johnny and Taya stuff, man. I don't know. I don't know.
It's chugging along. It's chugging along.
I'm back at that point, man, with Impact where it started. Like, it was good for a couple of weeks. I'm like, yeah. Now it's like, what are you doing? Why is the train slowing? Why did Eli Drake just jump out of the train? What is going on? What is going on? Why is there no stability?
Yeah, I think this is the slow point. Like we're still moving. I can't say we've stopped yet, but I don't know. Wait until Rebellion, we'll be able to see if they've stopped everything now.
Yeah, no, you know what it is? We're going. We're still moving, but the check engine light is on.
That's it.
The check engine light is on, and people are freaking out. And one dude just jumped out the back, and he's like, I cut the brakes, bitches! And he's gone. Wild card. I don't know. Yeah, anyway, moving on. OVE, the one rock for Impact Wrestling, I'll say this, Sammy fucking Callahan.
Oh, yeah, he's the draw.
He's the draw. He is. People give him shit. There's a lot of people online give him shit, and he is seriously for me the cornerstone of Impact Wrestling. I do not know why he is facing Rich Swann for the X Division title. He should be the main event. He should be what is built around for this company because he's the most consistent, and consistency is important.
Yeah,
He's the most consistent. He's the most high delivering. There's not a bad promo. There's not a bad match. The people that are around him are entertaining as well, which is very important. There's so much that can be done with a group like that. Why is he not on top of everything? They clearly like him.
Yeah, with Madman in his corner, you can see OVE having all the gold at one point, hopefully, and but they're dead set on this this brotherhood story with Rich Swann and Sammy. It's just that's where they're putting their money for, and like they're just letting Johnny do his thing. But I think it's really misplaced.
Yeah. So they cut their promo here. It's they're in Baltimore where Rich Swann grew up, and it's trash. And it's pretty generic, really, but it's consistent. It's good. He has solid delivery that draws you in, and he talks again about how he could have given Rich Swann everything, but now he's getting nothing, and they're going to take everything he loves, and they're going to start with the X Division title at Rebellion. Really good promo.
Yeah, solid. Again, he's like you said, he's always solid.
Yeah, I like if I'm Impact Wrestling. Like if I'm doing a TEW game and I'm playing as Impact Wrestling, I'm building everything around Sami Callihan. And he's different in Impact Wrestling than he is anywhere else. Like in MLW, I wouldn't build around Sami Callihan.
No, he's a buffoon in MLW. Like that's what he like, because they haven't really done anything with him. But like they can always like invest more time in him again eventually, and he can be a star for there. Like if they give him a chance. So he's quietly lingering in MLW.
He plays his role. But in Impact, he does more than play his role. In Impact, he is the Rock for that company, and I hope that they give him some goddamn recognition because he signed a long-term deal. Hopefully he's making some good money, and yeah, he deserves to be on all the posters. He deserves to be holding the strap. Can't sing his praises enough when it comes to Impact Wrestling.
Good on him.
Yeah. So then the main event, Johnny and Taya versus Jordan and Cage. It happens.
It happened. Yeah.
Johnny Impact wins with some dodgy ref shit. Johnny Bravo is, I guess, part of the Impact Tire thing.
They said that he's been involved in this from the very beginning. Like he's been reffing all of Johnny's matches. So
which makes sense. Like if we go back, I think we even talked about it, right?
Last time
we talked about how are they going with a dodgy ref angle because dodgy ref angles never end well. And now they're going with a dodgy ref angle. So cool. Cool beans.
They can't, like, I don't see any other way, like any other direction than Brian winning the title, because every week they're finding some way to outsmart him or to attack him from behind. And if this all adds up to Johnny retaining, I don't see what else they're going to do with Brian.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. I feel like it's ruining Brian Cage.
Yep.
I feel like putting Jordan Grace in this spot is going to ruin Jordan Grace. It's Johnny Impact and Taya Valkyrie. Like I like Taya Valkyrie probably more than Johnny Impact at this point, but I like her a lot in Lucha Underground. I feel like in Impact Wrestling, I'm just not a fan of what they're doing. Again, it comes out in different companies. Like I liked them. I like their whole Mundo family, the Mundo tribe. What do they call themselves again?
I was in the latter part, like it was like the Mundo like collective kind of thing. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the Mundo group. Like I like them, and they've got PJ Black with them and stuff, and I like all the stuff that they do in Lucha Underground. But in Impact, man, not an Impact fan, not a Taya fan at all. I think they're ruining the entire main event scene, and it's bumming me out hard because I want to like them.
Yeah, no, so do I. I think we should say,
and just in a way. Sorry, go.
No, it's like with the result of this match as well. Like it's like technically Jordan is no longer undefeated, but she didn't get pinned or anything. But
I hate that shit.
Yeah,
ambiguity around undefeated streaks. No, just give us a clean. I know, and like in a week where I watched two invisible men fight, where I watched a guy with no legs pull off a 619 and a springboard 450.
That was awesome. I saw that video. Yeah.
Where I saw, like I said, Teddy Hart just reading a book about cats.
Yeah.
In a week where Kofi Kingston, became the first black WWE champion.
Yeah.
Arguably, because The Rock does still self-identify as black.
African-born. Yeah.
In a week where Becky Lynch solidified herself as the man. In a week where I don't know, just so much good shit happened.
It's just that, yeah, when you see stuff like this, like, you can see, like, there's other stuff around that is so much better, and you can devote your time towards. I get it.
Invisible Men, dude.
Yeah.
Invisible Men, right? Like, it was a referee with Joey Janela glasses on,
Yeah.
bouncing around a ring for 8 minutes, 12 minutes, whatever it was.
Uh-huh.
It was probably only a 6-minute match. I don't even know. But it was a referee. It was one guy. Save yourself some money, Impact. Like book Bryce Remsburg and have an invisible wrestling federation, and I will be more likely to want to watch it than this. I don't know.
See how we do. They've got a few other shows lined up. So, like, Rebellion, as we mentioned, they've got a Support the Troops thing coming up, and after their Toronto tapings, I think they're back at the 2300 Arena, for, of course, ECW Acclaim, and
yeah. And Fala Bar and Scarlett Bordeaux are teaming up next week, so Bar.
Like, part of me is thinking next week, like, because, like, her theme song, how they do the bit at the start, I feel like they're going to add bars to it when they come out.
Bar,
Yeah.
bar.
It's happened.
Yeah, people, if you want us to do Game of Thrones next week instead of Impact Wrestling, let us know. Where can people let you know, Mr. Mysterious?
You guys can let me know on all the socials at Mr. Mysterious with a 1 and 7 I, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Hit me up and tell me about the language of bar, please. I need to know.
I am at Greg Unchained on Twitter, at The Greg Unchained on Instagram. We collectively are the B Plus Wrestling on Twitter because wrestling is fit. B Plus Wrestling everywhere else. Like, share, subscribe, 5-star review. Thank you so much for listening.
Catch you guys.